Hey, what's going on, beautiful jellyfish? It's Tracy. Thanks so much for taking a little bit of time today to hang out with me. I really appreciate it. In today's video, we're going to be doing a video on ranking the different Magic sets from this past year. And I actually haven't done like a lot of set overviews this year, which I feel like I normally do more of. But the reason I didn't do it is because I really just wasn't like a huge fan of the sets this year. I just really wasn't. I just found a lot of them like not very interesting, and I feel like my wish list for a lot of them were really not that big, so I didn't feel like a need to film videos on stuff I wasn't super interested in. So yeah, I think that's everything. Let's just jump into it. So I'm having some technical difficulties. This row should not be here. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to edit this template and it is not cooperating, so just pretend like that last row it's not there. There's only 4 tiers. So the first tier we have is Lorwyn. Best of the best, absolutely love. Then we have very good. Then we have not for me, but okay. I'm like, I can appreciate this. And then we have Tron, which is like, I do not like this, and I hate this. Okay, let's start. We're going literally in order. We're starting first with Caladium. How do you say this? I don't know. Okay, so I haven't looked at a lot of this stuff in a while, so this is kind of like a refresher for me as well, just kind of like going through them on Mythic Spoiler, and I'm just gonna kind of like look and like stuff. Okay, yeah, this was like the gods. They had like the little god set or whatever. This was cool. I really like Asika as well. Paul has Asika in his god deck. I don't know if he has any of these other ones in his god deck. I don't think so, but Asika is really cool, and I think she's like a very cool card. So she's cool. This is like cool for like an elf deck. This card is also really cool. Doomscar. I feel like this is like a really interesting like board wipe, and I really like it. So I'm like very critical over board wipes, I feel like. So what else is going on in this set that I think is cool? Oh, Rally the Ranks. Oh yeah, I forgot that this was in this set. Okay, wow, I'm like rediscovering a lot of this stuff. I think Rally the Ranks is a really cool card, and I have that card in Alila, which this card's really cool. So this card's also really cool. Righteous Valkyrie. This set is actually like, there's a lot more like hidden gems from it that I actually remember myself. Like I forgot a lot of this stuff. So yeah, this had like a lot of the snowlands and all this kind of stuff, which I forgot about. So this card's also really good. I think I actually might have purchased this for Teysa. This card, whenever you cast your second spell each turn, you create a 1/1 white spirit token with flying. I feel like that card is really cool. Yeah, there was a lot of cool like token support in this set, and there were some cool angels and everything, and the art is really cool in this set as well. Wow, okay, I'm like remembering how much I actually really enjoy this. Let me check out the gold cards, because I feel like a lot of times I just really enjoy a lot of gold cards. The Prismatic Bridge is a super awesome card. Paul put that in one of his decks, and I think that card is like really cool. So, and then we got like a lot of the Saga stuff. This card's cool. Wow. The card's actually really cool. Maybe I'll put this in Rain. Actually, I'm gonna put this card to the side because I forgot about this. Okay, Caladium. Wow. Where is that set from on my little thing? I can't see. Oh, here we have Asika. I feel like that's very good. I like that. That shocked me to like re-go over it and be like, wow, I think Caladium, we're gonna put that in very good. Okay, we're gonna cross that one off the list. Okay, and we're gonna do Strixhaven now. And I remember when I did my set overview of all of like the schedule, when I did that, I remember just like laughing at the description of Strixhaven because it just sounded hilarious, like the way that it was written. I don't know what it was about it, but just kind of like going through this, I think this set is like cool for what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I understand the vision, and I think like they sat down and they were like, this is the direction we want to go, and like they nailed the aesthetic. Like, I think the aesthetic of this set is cool. You know what I mean? I think where I feel like it falls short is I just don't care about a lot of things. Do you know what I mean? But I don't think that's a reflection of the set. I think that's just like, I don't need a lot of stuff. Like, I think this whole cycle of cards is cool. I'm like, I don't know what it is, but I'm a sucker for these like dual things. I don't know what it is, but I like really enjoy it. I think this card is also really cool. This card is really interesting, and I think that card is really cool. I don't want to do like a whole like overview thing, you know? Like, I don't know, just like the names of a lot of stuff just feel like very on point. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they really took the time to like get hold of a lot of things like really well. And I really appreciate them for putting in a lot of effort, because I feel like this set is very well thought out. This land cycle as well, I'm like a huge fan of. I really like these not so much. Art, beautiful. Like, this art is stunning, but like 4 mana to scry 4 is egregious. Absolutely not. Yeah. I think this set, like, I don't think there's a single card that I've purchased from this set, and I don't think there's a single card aside from maybe those lands that I would feel inclined to buy. So for that reason, I'm gonna put this set in not for me, but okay, because I feel like I don't personally need a lot of stuff from Strixhaven, but I think it's fine. Okay, D&D, wow, truthfully, could I tell you a single card that's in this set? No. Okay, just to give like a little bit of context, a little bit of background. I feel like, from what I'm remembering of my video that I filmed like last year, I was like really excited about this set. And I feel like I love D&D. I've played D&D. I think that's cool. And I think it's really cool that like they wanted to bring that into Magic. Like, I think that was really cool. And I think this set is really cool for like drafting and like playing this with other people. Like limited, I think this limited must have been like fire. And I think this set, it's kind of like Conspiracy in that way. Although I enjoy Conspiracy more than I enjoyed this, which shocks me, because to be honest with you, I think very similarly to how I felt about Strixhaven is I think the flavor of the set is really cool. Like, I think the whole aspect of let me find like a good example of like one of those like D20 like esque cards, like these. Like, I think this is cool. I just think that's a really cool mechanic, and I really enjoyed that. And there's like a ton of those throughout that I think is like really cool. Aside from that mechanic though, it just, I feel like the set really falls flat for me, and I don't know if I can pinpoint exactly what it is. I think this set honestly feels a lot like a core set, but like not in a good way, if that makes any sense. And I like this is cool. Like, this is a really cool thing that they have going on there. I just don't need anything from this. And I don't know what the problem with it is. Like, I don't know what ways I could want to make this better. Like, this whole thing. Like, this is a cool cycle of lands. Like, this is a cool thing. Like, Treasure Vault, like, come on. Like, that's a cool card. I just don't, there's nothing in there that I need. And I don't know. The flavor is really cool. I'm having a really hard time with this one. I feel like I don't know if I want to commit to putting that in Tron, because I don't know if I, like, hate it, but I don't really love it either. Kind of mad about this. I'm really disappointed. That was, like, one that I was really disappointed. And the fact that, like, honestly, like, I'm putting this above this blows my mind. So, okay, we're just gonna move on. Okay, now we're on Innistrad Part 1 and Part 2. And to be honest with you, I wasn't, like, I think I was a little skeptical about, like, this whole Part 1, Part 2, about releasing, like, a month after sort of thing. I think I was a little, like, why? Do you know what I mean? And I think, also, I have to say, just overall, talking about both pieces, I have a zombie deck. I have Mikaeus, zombies, mono black zombie tribal deck. And I was, like, hyped about these two because I was like, yes, I'm gonna get, like, zombie cards. And, like, I don't think, and we'll go through it together, but I don't think there was a single zombie in here that I was like, cool, I want to, like, throw in there. And that is, like, very disappointing for me, because that was an area that I was really excited about. And I just felt that it was very, like, I think this was like very disappointing for me, and I really like Innistrad a lot as a plane. It's in one of my favorite planes, in fact. I really enjoyed OG Innistrad. That was like around the time that I was getting into Magic, and so it's like I have like a little bit of like a novelty for like it, but I don't know, like even like this card's cool, you know, Disciple of the Drum, like this is a cool card. This card I like want to like. I just have like mixed feelings about it. I don't know what it is about this that I feel very similarly to how I felt about the D&D set, where I'm just like, I don't know. I really, really, really want to enjoy this set, right? Like this card, like Champion of the Perished, like this is not good enough for me to put in zombies. Do you know what I mean? And it's got all like these flip cards, which like I think are cool, but there's not any that I'm like going crazy for. I don't know. See what else we got going on. Like I'm looking through and I haven't seen like another zombie. Like, okay, there's one, but that's not good enough. I'm not gonna run that in zombies in Commander. Like, no way, you know? Like the vampires are cool. Like I think both the sets are really cool if you have like a vampire deck or you want to build a vampire deck, you know what I mean? Like I think there's a lot of really cool stuff from here. Sigarda's cool. I don't know. I think like this card, if this card wasn't dual, like obviously I would run this card. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just really not a huge fan of this set. And I'm really like bummed too. Field of Ruin is a cool reprint. These are cool lands. These I really don't care for, those lands. Yeah, Innistrad Midnight Hunt is, I don't know. I feel like this one's going in Tron for me as well. I think also too, and this segues into talking about Crimson Vow. So here's how I feel about Crimson Vow, just kind of like as a general overview. I think the flavor of this set is like absolutely 1,000% like incredible. Like the wedding aspect of this was like cool. Like, haven't seen that before, unique, different, and I think especially in comparison to the other Innistrad, the one that we just talked about, this feels so much better to me. Like, I feel like that last one kind of felt like they had this really cool idea for, like, this wedding, and they were like, oh, but we gotta release these other cards. Let's just make another set that's just not as good. Like, that's how it feels to me. And I think, like, the other one felt like there wasn't as much direction as this one had, if that makes sense. Like, I think the flavor of this is so cool. Personally, do I need any cards from this? No. But, like, come on. Like, this is cool. Sorin, cool. He's awesome. I think he is, like, so incredibly cool. Let's see. Who else do we feel like? This vampire as well is actually, like, really cool. I think that card's really awesome. I don't know. I have, like, this is, like, a pretty solid zombie, but I don't like that it's a 3/1. Does anyone else, like, feel really weird about certain cards that are like that? This card's, like, I like the flavor of that card a lot. I'm just, like, seeing these, like, wedding announcement. Like, I don't know. It's just so funny. Thalia getting a reprint, I thought was super cool. Like, that just makes total sense, and, yeah. That's a really cool decision. This is a really cool card. I don't have any spot for that or anything, but it's cool, you know? Like, this is a cat spirit. Come on, that's funny. Like, I love that. Catgeist? That's hilarious. I love that. Come on. Groom's Finery. Undead Butler. Like, this is hilarious. The flavor of this set is, like, I think one of the best flavor Magic sets I feel like I've ever seen. You know what I mean? I just think the set is, like, incredibly, incredibly cool and incredibly, like, well thought out. And, like, Olivia, like, come on. Crimson Bride, like, absolutely. 1,000%. 1,000%. This set is really, really, really cool. And then you have the other cycle of lands and then these other lands, which I do not care about. Like, this is cool. Like, this set is so incredibly cool. Like, I feel like I have to put this in very good because, again, the only reason I'm not putting this in Lorwyn is because I just don't need anything from it. I just think the flavor of this is so incredibly, like, spectacular, and there, boom. Okay. You might be like, Tracy, you've been really critical of a lot of this stuff, and you haven't really wanted anything, and here's where we want stuff, and here's where I care about stuff, and I'm just going to go and immediately put both of these in Lorwyn, which is Modern Horizons 2 and Time Spiral Remastered. Okay. quick overview. Time Spiral Remastered. I was so incredibly hyped when this was like announced as a thing because I love older border cards, which if you've been following me for a while, I didn't used to like old border cards. This is kind of like a newer thing for me to really like them, and I really appreciate that. And the cards that they chose to reprint, even if there weren't cards that I needed, case in point, like True Name Nemesis, Primetime are great examples. Like the old school, like Thoughtseize art. This art is beautiful. Like, I didn't personally need those cards, but they're cool reprints. You know what I mean? Courser, absolutely love it. I've gotten that. Ponder, this is a great reprint. This is not my personal favorite path, but like it's cool. Gray Merchant, cool reprint. Lingering Souls, love to see that. Flickerwisp, cool. Talrand, cool. Evolutionary Leap, cool. Muldrifter, yeah. I'm not going to point out all the things that I'm excited about because there's too many. Intangible Virtue. Eternal Witness with the Chris Ran art. Yes, absolutely. Like, there's so many that I'm not pointing out here, but like, seriously, there's so much good stuff out of these sets, that I really couldn't mention them all because there's just so many cool things. Vanquisher's Banner was one that I was really excited to see. Bajuka Bog was one of the most excited cards that, you know, I just wanted to see. So yeah, there's so much cool stuff out of the set, and I think this set was incredibly smart. I hope that they keep doing these. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. And similarly, absolutely loved Modern Horizons 2. Yeah. I'm like, I just really love these sets, to be honest with you. Sarah's Emissary is like an incredibly cool card, and I really enjoy this card. I actually haven't picked one up yet, but it's on my list. Same with this card. I like both the Seb McKinnon and the Howard Lyon art, and I don't know why they decided to do that because I can't pick because I like them both. Titania is a cool reprint. Don't personally need it. Karmic Guide's also a cool reprint. Like, these are cool. I mean, Solitary Confinement, like, don't personally need it, but it's like a cool card to have a reprint. Goblin Bombardment was really like that was one that I was really excited for. This card's also really cool. Thraben Watcher. I think this is like a cute little uncommon that was just kind of like a little bit of a shocker. Do you know what I mean? The Seals, that was a cool decision. Counterspell, you know, that was cool. This art is like so beautiful. Can we just like talk about that for a second? Niles, is that Niles Ham? Yeah, wow. Just what a cool card, you know? Yeah, there's just cool stuff out of this set. Like, yeah, I always feel pretty impressed by them. Mirara's Leak was a great reprint. This card is awesome. Scythius, Shardless Agent, that's a cool card. Vindicate, great card. Sterling Grove, that's an awesome reprint. Like, this stuff that they just chose I thought was just so incredibly cool. Yeah, this is it. This is what I'm going with. Nothing in here, I would say, really surprises me. No, I don't think so. I think I knew that these were definitely going to be up there for me. I was just shocked by the level of a dislike that I really had for some of these, or just like not caring. Like, a lot of these I just was very like apathetic towards. I was like, it doesn't make a difference to me in my Magic decks, and there was just nothing really in there for me, and just sets that I didn't think were very good. And I especially like the Innistrad Midnight Hunt feels so incredibly inferior to Crimson Vow. Like, it's just the stark difference between those kind of just like blows my mind. Do you know what I mean? Like, the lack of direction that Midnight Hunt I feel like has, where I think Crimson Vow is so incredibly like, this is what we're doing. You know what I mean? Where like Midnight Hunt is like, here's some vampires, and like it's like, okay, but like there's like vampires versus like a wedding. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is it for my ranking. I'd really like to know what how you guys felt about this year. Overall, I'd say it's a pretty underwhelming year. Overall. You know, I think the main core sets were just kind of like whatever this year overall. So I'd really like to know what you guys think, and if there's any other tier ranking videos that you would like me to do, definitely let me know in a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, go and give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll catch you in my next one.